Welcome aboard, space crew. Today's mission takes us deep into the mysteries of the universe. So hold on tight as we blast off into the stars.
Cassini was a scientific self-destruction because it worked too well. NASA feared that if the spacecraft ever lost control, it could crash into moons like Enceladus or Titan. Yes, you've seen these pictures before, or at least, you think you have. But have you ever thought about what was really happening behind the scenes? These are the 15 most breathtaking space photos with unbelievable backstories. Number 15, The Footprint, Apollo 11, 1969. This is where we begin. A footprint. Most people think this mark was symbolic, like a flag in the ground. It wasn't. NASA only cared about physics. That footprint was data. Neil Armstrong was told to press his boot into the lunar soil to test how compact it was. Could astronauts walk safely? Would equipment sink? Would the surface behave like dust or cement? The tread pattern on his boot, every ridge, helped engineers understand how the moon's surface responded to pressure. And here's the strange part. That footprint is still there. The moon has no wind, no rain, no flowing water, no erosion the way we know it. There's nothing to blur the edges, no weather to erase the evidence. That single step will likely remain for millions of years, long after cities crumble, long after languages disappear, possibly long after we do. From humans leaving marks to machines leaving evidence, our story of exploration keeps evolving. Number 14, Curiosity's Selfie, Mars, 2015. At first glance, this feels familiar. A selfie on Mars. But Curiosity never actually saw itself. This image is a mosaic, stitched together from dozens of separate photos taken by a camera on the end of a robotic arm. The arm appears nowhere in the picture because it was carefully edited out. What you're seeing isn't a moment, it's a construction. A portrait assembled by code, because no human was standing there. Curiosity wasn't visiting Mars, it was working there. By 2015, Mars had become something new, an automated workplace, a place where machines drill, analyze, move, and wait patiently for instructions sent across millions of kilometers. Exploration shifted from presence to operation, and while robots work, nations are watching, framing our planet in ways we've never seen before. Number 13, Earth from the Moon, Chang'e 5, 2020. This image feels familiar. Earth, hanging in darkness. But the story behind it is new. In 2020, China's Chang'e 5 mission became the first successful lunar sample return in over 40 years. Its main goal wasn't a photo. It was science, collecting moon rocks and bringing them home. And Earth was framed carefully, centered, bright, delicate. Space images have always carried quiet messages. Flags don't need to appear when perspective does the talking. Space is no longer a single nation story. But decades earlier, astronauts glimpsed the Earth rising unexpectedly, and everything changed. Number 12, Earthrise, Apollo 8, 1968. This photo wasn't planned. During a routine spacecraft maneuver, one of the Apollo 8 astronauts glanced out the window, and Earth rose above the moon's horizon, blue, bright, shockingly alive. They scrambled for the camera. What you're seeing is surprising. Until this moment, Earth was a place you lived in, not something you looked at. And suddenly, everything changed. For the first time, humanity saw Earth as a whole, a finite, small, floating system wrapped in a thin layer of life. This image quietly rewired how people thought about home. It's no accident that the modern environmental movement ignited soon after. When you see how little there is to protect, protection becomes urgent. Once you've seen that, it's impossible to fully unsee it. From a surprise view to a perfectly posed portrait, Earth now shows us both beauty and fragility. Number 11, The Blue Marble, Apollo 17, 1972. This is the first time Earth posed for a portrait. No shadows cutting it in half, just the whole planet, fully lit. The timing had to be perfect. The sun, the spacecraft, and Earth lined up just right. That alignment almost never happens, which is why this image wasn't repeated for decades. It wasn't held back. It was rare. And what it revealed was unsettling in its simplicity. One atmosphere, one ocean system, one thin skin of clouds keeping everything alive. This single image became a symbol for everything at once: climate, unity, fragility. It showed us that Earth isn't just where life exists, it's how life survives. Change that balance even slightly, and the system tips. And then, from even farther away, Earth waved back, tiny yet unmistakably alive. Number 10. The Day the Earth Smiled, Cassini, 2013. This one feels sweet. Earth, waving from the edge of Saturn's rings. In 2013, the Cassini spacecraft turned its cameras back toward home from about 1.44 billion kilometers away. Scientists told people on Earth exactly when it would happen. And then the scale hits. NASA's Cassini spacecraft slipped into Saturn's shadow and turned to image the planet, 7 of its moons, its inner rings, and, in the background, our home planet, Earth. With the sun's powerful and potentially damaging rays eclipsed by Saturn itself, Cassini's onboard cameras were able to take advantage of this unique viewing geometry. They acquired a panoramic mosaic of the Saturn system that allows scientists to see details in the rings and throughout the system as they are backlit by the sun. Cassini was able to capture 323 images in just over 4 hours. This final mosaic uses 141 of those wide-angle images. Sentiment fades when you step closer to danger, and space suddenly gets very real. Number 9. Untethered Above Earth, STS-41B, 1984. This is the moment awe turns into fear. In 1984, astronaut Bruce McCandless stepped out of the space shuttle and let go. Just a jet-powered backpack and empty space in every direction. From a distance, the image looks peaceful, almost graceful. Up close, it's terrifying. One system failure, one software glitch, one wrong movement, and Earth becomes unreachable. No rescue, no drifting back, just permanent exile, circling the planet you can see but never touch again. The backpack worked by firing short bursts of gas, carefully balanced. McCandless trained endlessly for this moment, but training doesn't change the math. Space is unforgiving. It doesn't care how prepared you are. A human body, completely vulnerable, floating above a planet that suddenly feels very far away. Once vulnerability is clear, the universe strips away comfort, starting with the star that sustains us. Number 8. The Sun in Extreme Ultraviolet, Solar Dynamics Observatory. This doesn't look like the sun you know, and that's the point. The Solar Dynamics Observatory doesn't see light the way human eyes do. It uses false color to reveal extreme ultraviolet energy, wavelengths that expose the sun's magnetic fields. And once you strip away the warmth and glow, something unsettling appears. The sun is violent. Those bright loops and twisting arcs are magnetic storms powerful enough to tear themselves apart. Solar flares erupt without warning. Coronal mass ejections blast billions of tons of charged particles into space. When they're aimed at Earth, they can knock out satellites, cripple power grids, and disrupt communication across the planet. This is the same star that keeps every plant growing and every ocean liquid. The same one we associate with safety and life. From natural violence to human action, we go from surviving the cosmos to shaping it. Number 7. Impact Moment, DART versus Dimorphos, 2022. This isn't a photograph of discovery, it's a photograph of action. On October 8, 2022, NASA deliberately crashed a spacecraft into an asteroid, not as a test of cameras, but to see if humanity could change the path of a moving world. The target was Dimorphos, a small asteroid orbiting a larger one. DART hit it at extreme speed, and for the first time in history, the orbit of a celestial body was altered on purpose. And it worked. The change was measurable. That matters more than it sounds. Asteroids have ended eras before. They don't need to be large, just fast and aimed correctly. This mission proved something new. Impacts don't just shape planets anymore. Intent does. And yet, even with power over asteroids, the universe reminds us of forces far beyond our control. Number 6. The Pillars of Creation, Hubble, 1995. These towering clouds of gas and dust, stretching light years, are where stars are born. Hubble captured them in stunning detail in 1995, and they look eternal, timeless, like cathedrals carved by the universe itself. But the truth isn't quite so simple. These pillars aren't just cradles of creation, they're graves too. Intense radiation from nearby stars is slowly eroding them. In cosmic terms, they're already dying. The structures we see are ghosts of themselves, frozen in the light that left them thousands of years ago. Which makes the image almost paradoxical. We're looking at birth and death at the same moment. Life emerges even as the scaffolding around it disappears. Infrared eyes pierce the veil, showing that what seems gentle is actually brutal and efficient. Number 5. The Cosmic Cliffs, James Webb Space Telescope, 2022. This image looks like a dream. Mountains of gas and dust, glowing, jagged, towering across space. But the dream is sharper than it seems. Webb's infrared eyes pierce the cosmic veil that hides these structures. Dust clouds that once looked soft and ethereal are revealed as turbulent, chaotic, violent places. Star formation isn't gentle. It's messy, destructive, relentless. New stars ignite through the remnants like a sculptor with no mercy. The universe has a kind of efficiency that humans rarely see. Beauty is a byproduct of physics, not design. These pillars aren't shelters. They're battlefields. Every glowing edge, every shadowed nook tells the story of energy and motion, of matter pushed, pulled, and sometimes destroyed. And then scale explodes. A patch of sky overflowing with galaxies where emptiness was expected. Number 4. Webb's First Deep Field, James Webb Space Telescope, 2022. Look closer, really closer. That tiny patch of sky? It's not empty. It's overflowing. Thousands of galaxies, each one filled with billions of stars, stretch across a space smaller than a grain of sand held at arm's length. Webb's infrared vision reveals galaxies that were invisible to Hubble. Light that traveled billions of years reaches us now, warped and stretched by gravity along the way. A cosmic funhouse mirror showing both the distant past and the universe's intricate structure. Each dot isn't just a star cluster. Each is a history, a system, a story unfolding over eons. And suddenly, scale stops being abstract. It hits you. That tiny speck contains more stars than we can imagine, more planets than we can count, more possibilities than a single human mind can hold. Zoom in, and the small corner becomes incomprehensible, overflowing with universes, and us almost gone. Number 3. Hubble Ultra Deep Field, Hubble Space Telescope, 2004. For 11 days, Hubble stared at a seemingly empty patch of sky. A corner so small it could fit through a pencil eraser held at arm's length. And yet, when the images finally came together, there was nothing empty about it. Every tiny speck of light, every faint glow, revealed a galaxy. Entire universes, billions of stars, swirling in complex patterns of gas and dust. What looked like darkness was overflowing with life, energy, history, billions of cosmic stories unfolding far beyond our reach. And that's when perspective crushes you. We've always thought of ourselves as significant, but statistically, we barely register. Even our galaxy is just one grain of sand in this field. And this is a tiny corner, a single point in the sky. Multiply that across all directions, and we don't just feel small, we vanish. Hubble captured the overwhelming scale of existence, the impossible density of life and matter, and left us staring at our own insignificance, suspended in a universe that never needed us. Every dot is a universe. Every universe is bigger than we can imagine, and we are almost nothing Eventually, scale collapses into a single pixel, the tiny dot that contains everything we are. Number 2. The pale blue dot, Voyager 1, 1990. Look closely. That tiny speck of light, barely visible in the vast darkness of space. That's us. Voyager 1 wasn't even meant to take this photo, Carl Sagan insisted. He argued that humanity needed to see itself from far away to understand its place in the cosmos. And so, billions of kilometers from home, the spacecraft turned its camera back. Earth is 0.12 pixels in the image, less than a single point of light. Everything you've ever loved, every battle fought, every life lived, every civilization that ever existed, compressed into almost nothing. Noise against the infinite. It's humbling, and it's clarifying. This is where identity meets rarity. And finally, from a speck of life to the edge of reality, the universe shows us its ultimate limit. Number 1. The first black hole image, Event Horizon Telescope, 2019. This photograph is all data. Well, April 10th, 2019 was revolutionary. This image was collected from telescopes spanning the Earth, stitched together across continents, reconstructed. A single image of a region where reality itself bends. At its center, light itself orbits. Nothing. A void so dense that not even photons can escape. Space and time warp around it. The event horizon marks the edge of the knowable. Beyond it, physics as we understand it breaks down. For centuries, black holes were theory, abstract mathematical curiosities. Now, we've actually seen one. And in seeing it, we glimpse a limit, the boundary of reality itself, and that reality has edges, and we've just peered over one. The universe didn't turn out to be empty. It turned out to be indifferent, and somehow, we're still here. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments below, and if you get an adrenaline high with heavenly bodies, the mind-blowing star facts won't disappoint you. Until our next mission, keep your eyes on the stars.
Our mission is complete, and we're coming in for landing. Stay aboard and join the crew again as we continue unveiling the stars.